Fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Oh shit, you played it? Okay, cool.
You nonsense. Let's go.
So do you know what Kingdom Hearts is now?
No.
Define Kingdom Hearts in 2 words.
It's Destiny. We talked about this.
Hey everybody, this is the TMG Podcast. This is episode 62. Yes, 62, and it's a podcast about everything video games. This is Carlos, and with me as well.
Hello.
And this is Miggy. Hello, Miggy.
We're almost at the dirty joke number.
Almost.
Episode 6.
Almost.
Almost.
Yes.
We're almost getting it. Yes.
Let's talk about porno games and I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Oh, you reviewed one.
You reviewed one, actually. You're good. We haven't even asked you about that one, actually.
I got the censored version of it. So.
Yeah, but you're...
It's still
counts. Still counts. At least I know what you're going to talk about on 69, so, you've never mentioned it, so,
All waifu material for you.
If planes had wings, if hearts had wings.
My heart has wings.
That's a
If
good
planes
ass
have
game
wings,
title.
they do have wings. What are you talking about?
Yeah. This is episode...
Girl and everything.
Yep, guys, this is episode 62. This is actually the second to the last episode for 2014. Forever. There's never going to be another episode after episode 63 because
next year.
2014 is over. Yep. We're going to go on our Christmas break because we need to play more video games.
Eat a lot of food.
To eat a lot of crap.
Lechon, ham, all that goodness.
Holiday weight.
Holiday. My weight. My usual weight. But yeah, you can really feel already it's all about Christmas, right? There's not much news. Everybody's going to that Christmas mode. There's not much going on. Everybody's really just prepping up for the last stretch. Like, we're done with 2014. It's a great year. So next week, that's literally what we're going to do. We're going to be talking about just 2014 in a nutshell. Like, our best, the best of 2014, the worst of 2014, our best moments, everything. We're going to do that next episode. But this week, it's a normal episode. It's going to be the regular ones. It's going to be the usual. And we're going to be talking about the biggest, I think for us, we consider the biggest thing that came out this week, which is pretty much more goodness out of the Street Fighter 5, sorry. More footage of it. And
it came out of the Capcom Cup, which was actually fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. A lot of hype stuff.
It was actually
I ended up staying up the whole night for the re-stream. It
was a yearly. It's now a yearly thing, right? The Capcom Cup.
I think so.
That's good.
I think it's.
I am actually not sure how if it's yearly or not, but
yeah.
But I heard that there's going to be one next year, Ata. So
that's good to hear then. But yeah, in the Capcom Cup they revealed actual gameplay demo of Street Fighter 5. And us three, we went bonkers by it. So we're going to talk about that later in the cast. And that will pretty much tie in our biggest topic for this episode, which will be exclusivity. Because if you guys didn't know, Street Fighter 5 is exclusive for PS4 and PC only. So I think that's the perfect time to segue and talk about, how exclusives, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll talk about that in a bit. But, just like in any other episode, Miggy, you've been playing a game that I still don't know what the hell it's about.
I don't think anyone knows what it's about.
Yeah, so I want you to start with the impressions first because, this is interesting. I'm sitting down right now. And
before that, I got another thing that happened.
Oh yeah, weekend. I heard you had more Amiibo hunting.
Amiibo stories.
Go
Amiibo
ahead.
Watch. Welcome to the Amiibo Watch.
So,
so in Data Blitz and I think Game One Gadget now, they have Amiibos available, right?
Right.
They have Season 1, and they have the US releases.
The US Amiibo releases.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a couple of days ago, the local toy stores, namely Toy Kingdom and Toys R Us, I think they got some of Wave 1 of the American releases, and they got some of the Wave 2 from Japan. Because in Japan, they released both waves sabay, since the game came out later in Japan.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
Japan's cool.
Okay.
So yun, people have been hunting down the local toy stores for the Japanese versions of like the most uncommon amiibos that are sold out now, like the Wii Fit Trainer, Villager, and all that. And some people have been snagging some of the Wave 2 figures that they come across, like Luigi, Little Mac, Diddy Kong.
Right.
And price-wise, they're only 100 pesos more expensive than the US releases at Data Blitz.
And they're cross-compatible too, right? Like
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna stop you there. But is there anything I can pick up at this point?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
A lot of aside from those 3 figures from Wave 1 that are in limited quantity, most of the other figures are available almost everywhere now.
Oh.
Like Link, Fox, Mario.
So it's not like a scarcity when it comes to the Amiibo.
It's just that Nintendo, similar with the GameCube adapters, they underestimated the audience for these figures, so they didn't make enough.
Okay.
And that's basically why they're running out on store shelves so fast.
So with these special Amiibos, the one that you're looking for, it has become a scavenger hunt of some sort?
For now, up until they make more.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take maybe a few more months, but yeah. And my little adventure, because this weekend it was the annual toy fair at Mega Mall.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The Christmas toy fair at the weekend. So I went up there, looked around at some stuff, saw some things that interested me, and I was like, oh god, I got no money. So I went around the mall, ate some food, and checked out Toy Kingdom to look for the Japanese amiibos. And I saw a little Mac figure. I was like, oh man, I gotta get that. But it's like,
A Little
do I
Mac
get this?
is a season 2.
Season 2, yeah, in
Yeah.
the States. So not available yet, but I think they're coming out this week in the States, so hopefully we get them here as well. But yeah, I saw Little Mac and it's like, oh, I want to get this, but what about the thing I wanted to get in the toy fair? So I was torn a bit, right?
Yeah.
So I go up to Yoshinoya, like I ate some food. I run into my old office mates and we shot the shit for a while. We go back downstairs. Little Mac is gone. Like in the span of maybe 30 minutes, he was gone. And like I asked the lady, oh, do you still have the boxer guy? And like, no, that guy over there just walked out with it. Like, no.
Oh my god.
I hesitated, man. I didn't reach him in time.
You missed Little Mac?
This Little Mac.
Oh, you missed out the Punch-Out guy. I actually feel for you, actually.
Look at it this way. At least it means you'll get a
Oh, that sucks.
you'll get a chance to get a US version when that comes around.
Oh yeah. And I actually would prefer having the US one since the title in the packaging will match up to all the other amiibos I got.
Right.
Hopefully he's one of the more popular characters that Nintendo will make. They also had like Luigi and Diddy Kong, and Luigi's boner pose. It's awesome.
Oh,
I love that Luigi pose. Actually, I kind of want that amiibo.
The planking Luigi.
For the plank Luigi, yeah.
Yeah, but Luigi's gonna be one of the more like popular characters then, so there's no rush for that. But oh man, that little Mac, he was right there.
It was right. You were holding it at one point.
No, it was in a glass showcase, so I had to ask someone to open the display, and like they only had one left at the time.
Oh my god. I feel you.
That's my Amiibo Watch for now.
I might actually pick one, maybe Link, probably, just for the sake of just having one. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Did you hear that Link is the most popular Amiibo sold?
Oh fuck that! I won't get it then. I don't like that.
He's actually, he's got a dynamic pose.
Except his face is a little bit down.
Do you know that there's actually a Peach without legs?
I heard about that.
Oh yeah, and she's the next one going for like the Samus double buster arm.
No, and there's also a Marth with a double sword.
What?
Yep, there's a malfunction.
How does that even work?
I don't know, but how does
I've seen pictures of Amiibos broken in their packaging. So sad.
I've seen Kirby going around back,
yeah, I saw that. Kirby, just spinning around in this game.
That's the funny
give him a
thing.
seatbelt.
The quality control of these amiibos is actually not that great if you think about it.
Yeah, because we're seeing so many weird things of his figures. It's funny.
Either that or they're really rough with the shipping.
Yeah.
That's true. But can you imagine finding a messed up Kirby? He's a freaking
he's
ball.
He's fucking round.
You had one job, guys.
He's facing the opposite way.
They didn't give him seatbelts. That's just what happened. They didn't give him a seatbelt or a tape. It's just
they're actually not taped to the package. They're just sandwiched in the plastic shell.
Yeah, from what I see. So it's just hilarious that it has come to this. I don't think I've heard these kinds of news with when Skylanders came out or even when Disney Infinity came out.
Even the Disney Infinity ones are all pristine.
Yeah, and all of a sudden Nintendo's getting headless peach. I mean headless.
No, but think about
peaches.
It might just be because of the audience and the bigger, more mature audiences with phone cams and all that, than actually looking for these things. As opposed
that's
to the
actually
kids
true. Yeah, the kids. That actually gives a good point.
Maybe the kids don't even give a fuck.
Because if I did see
Baymax is missing his head or something.
Yeah, because if I did see a headless Baymax, I would have ooh. Bring out my phone. I'll fucking Instagram that shit because I'm, Instagram in.
No, if you're looking to complete the Guardians of the Galaxy, they have them all in Disney Infinity.
Oh, actually, I might just get that for my nephew. So yeah, just Disney.
So that's my Amiibo Watch. Who knows if there'll be more?
If I find a Little Mac, that'll be my Christmas gift to you. If I find it,
Dude, it's $800. So you got to commit.
$800 isn't so bad.
Not so bad.
That's a cheap PS3 game.
What's you want it or not? The fuck.
Hey,
anyway.
Not what I said. All right. So
Kingdom
Hearts. Go. Let's dive into the rabbit hole that is Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, the game that I'll never understand forever.
Even I don't understand it. Fucking
for those who have never played Kingdom Hearts, you're coming in as if you don't know the game, and you're coming out, you still don't know the game. That's pretty much what happens.
I played 100 hours of Birth by Sleep on my PSP. I still don't understand.
I know.
And wait, are you playing it chronologically? Are you?
There's a chronological way of doing this.
So, when did 1.5 come out? Last year or the year?
Yeah, well, earlier this year, no? I think.
No, I think it came out last year. 1.5, because it's stupid cheap now.
Okay.
So I got that before and they just released Kingdom Hearts 2.5 Remix. And we got it, I think, a week earlier than the States because of the Southeast Asian release.
Yeah.
So I got that, and I haven't beaten Kingdom Hearts 1 ever yet. Not on the PS2, not on the...
Oh, you've never beaten it?
Yeah, because that game is old, man.
Oh, I was able to finish it the last time. The first time I played it, I kind of finished it, but I still was shaking my head.
It's a good game, but I came off playing Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2 before that, and those are much games in terms of control and just general gameplay mechanics. One is so fucking slow and clunky.
Oh, so you didn't even actually enjoy it. You weren't able to enjoy one before its improvements on the sequels in the sense.
Oh yeah. 2 is a vastly superior game.
No, yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah.
The camera in Revengeance where it doesn't go through the walls when you rotate, and it kind of fights you sometimes.
Yeah, the camera could. Yeah.
Imagine that, but a lot worse.
So they didn't say any of the problems.
Yeah, I guess 2002 PS2 game. So right stick control cameras is. No, I think the PS2 it didn't even have right stick analog. I think it used the shoulder buttons for camera.
That's true. Yep, I think you're right.
I think it's the biggest complaint in any video game. Oh, the camera angles suck. It's always the camera.
Yeah, but I guess they did improve it by mapping it on the right stick instead of using L2 and R2. But still, I'm playing it on proud mode because I thought I beat standard mode on Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 2, and I played through half of 1 on PS2, and those games are kind of easy on standard, so I thought I'd ramp it up and play proud. And goddamn, that proud mode is no joke. That shit is hard.
Proud mode was at the highest difficulty for this game.
It's basically the third difficulty. You got easy, standard, and proud. I think on the PS2 you have to unlock proud mode after beating it in standard.
Okay.
But in Final Mix 1.5,
it's already out.
Default, yeah. And of course, if you play on Prod mode, you get the secret movie that relates to the next game and all that.
If you're confused.
Which will be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Which hopefully... But still, it's a bunch of like extra bosses and all that, so... Diba? Just to say, I did it.
Yeah.
So I'm playing on Prod mode, and... Man...
Is it a slow crawl? Is it a slow crawl for you, or is it?
It's not a slow crawl. It's just I keep dying on boss fights. Because like syempre the bosses have patterns, but they can still sort of like randomize.
Okay.
Because of the 3D plane lang and the movement and all that. And you have bosses that have like multiple parts, diba? Like they have separate arms that fly around and do different attacks, while the body does its own attack. Like even the first boss pa lang, where essentially 2 hits and you're dead.
Oh shit!
And you can
carry
up to I think Sora can only carry 3 potions. Donald and Goofy can carry mga 2, and they spend it on themselves like idiots.
Yeah, the AI for all.
Oh, you can actually, you can't even fix the AI for that actually.
That's been a problem before, but so they tend to like spend it on themselves because if they die, they regenerate after a few seconds, diba?
Yeah.
Also, yun, like item management is out of my control. And like I die in 2 hits, or if I just mess up, or because of I'm fighting the camera, or I'm fighting the lock-on mechanic, I just die. Like 1 mess up, and like since it's Proud Mode, you do so little damage really early on. Now I'm having an easier time. Just I have more life and I do more damage, but still, like I die a lot on boss fights. Even the like the random fights that happen, I can't slouch because if you mess up. Like you can die in even 3 hits against the cheap enemies.
So is the difficulty ramp pretty much them increasing the damage towards you, or is it they just improve patterns with the enemies, or like
the patterns are the same? It's just that they have more life, they deal more damage, and they start using enemy types earlier. Powerful enemies tend to appear much earlier in the game.
Okay.
So yun, and like every time you leave an area and go back, all the fights happen again. And it's multiple fights in one area sometimes. Like, you go to one space, and 3 fights happen one after the other. And like, you know Magic, where you have like limited slots of magic, and you can only hold up to 3. And you don't even learn Cure until maybe after the 3rd boss or something.
Yeah.
Plus, getting money is really hard, and items are like generally expensive. And, you know the gummy ship segments? Where you that little block.
I hated the gummy ship segment.
I know, right? It sucks. But like before you get the warp ability, where you can skip the gummy ship segments, you have to play the gummy ship stages every time you transfer worlds. So I just want to buy like maybe 2 potions. I have to play the stupid mini game again, and then play it again on the way back to the stupid planet that I'm in. So the pacing is really slow. It's just more annoying because it's really hard. But I'm trudging through. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Even if I don't get the secret movie, I just gotta beat the game.
So how is the game after like this is like you playing the game again? And how is it like? I don't know. How was the gap between like the last time you played and this one? Is it a couple of years ago or?
Yeah, I got my PS2 diba in 2007 ata, and I started playing 1 maybe 2 years ago, 2.5.
Okay.
I got until the Tarzan stage, which is like the 2nd world only, and now I'm already past that.
So how do you actually still appreciate that kind of combat or whatnot?
Yeah, considering it's a early PS2 game,
yeah,
it's really nice and it's rich with details. But you can see where the budget like gets cut. Like you know how in Yakuza you have fully animated cutscenes. And then it'll suddenly fade out into a text sequence where they're just standing there. And then it'll go back into a fully animated cutscene. Because like in Yakuza, like you can see where the money goes. Because like this scene will have more important events. So we'll animate that the best way we can. And then like, oh, this is just talking. So like we're just going to have them stand in a room with dialogue boxes. So in Kingdom Hearts, you can see it with the lip syncing. Where sometimes it's like fully animated, their jaw is moving, they have a complete row of teeth, and their lip syncing is like perfect. And then sometimes they're just like paper cutouts that like move a bit. And they sometimes sort of mix at the same time. You'll have one character with like amazing lip syncing, and then you have another character right beside them with the super cheap paper cutouts. But that's it. I think they do that then in the second game, but not as much. Like they sort of separate the better cutscenes with the regular talking ones lang. But yeah, that's it. As a game, if you like Kingdom Hearts, you have to play the first one because of the story.
Because
you understand much.
Wait, do you understand anything from this? Is it okay for those like? Can you actually what?
I actually understand like most of the Kingdom Hearts as a whole, except for Kingdom Hearts itself. Like the door.
Even the whole thing with the nobodies and the
I got that. If you just play two regularly, you will understand that. But if you hear it from another person, it's very confusing.
Okay, for someone who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, like me, someone out there listening right now hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, how do you describe it in a nutshell?
It's Disney with Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
There you go. With drama.
It's very anime story then.
Yeah, drama.
Somehow justify all these crossovers fairly well. And like the Disney villains are cool. Like you got Maleficent doing her witchy stuff. It's neat. I'm fighting Jafar now in the stupid Aladdin stage. It's pretty cool. Then you have your anime bad guys, of course, like Ansem and all that.
I'm gonna call it Star Wars. Leia's gonna show up and we're gonna fight Darth Vader.
Oh, for sure that's gonna happen.
It did Tron in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, it's slowly coming in. And then,
fully.
For sure that shit's gonna happen.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Freaking Spider-Man in the next Kingdom Hearts even.
Yeah, why not? They own it.
Disney Infinity Kingdom Hearts. Why not?
No, Sony owns Spider-Man. They can't do it.
They own the movie.
The
games are separate.
Oh
things.
Yeah, the game is separate. That's true.
It's a whole cluster of. It's basically
a whole different ballgame.
It's basically Kingdom Hearts. They're in separate universes. So yeah, if you want to get into Kingdom Hearts, just buy the HD collections. They're really good, and they're fairly cheap.
Yeah, it came out there.
Plus all the games after Kingdom Hearts.
What about you, Will? You've been.
Oh, sorry.
You've been.
What have I been playing? I picked up a game on Steam over the Thanksgiving sale. They had a sale there. I forgot what they called it specifically, but it was different. I picked up a game called Endless Legend, which is...
Which I was actually really interested in, and I was like really curious on what it is, yeah.
It's by the same studio who made Endless Space, which was a kind of 4X game that was released some time ago. So Endless Legend it's basically fantasy civilization. If that makes any sense. It's civilization in the sense that you build up your cities, you create armies, you research technology, you you do diplomacy with other races, but in a fantasy setting. And of course, alongside that, there's little tweaks and things that make it different. Pretty good so far. The different races are each quite interesting. Excuse me. They like in Civ, like pretty much every race sort of plays the same in a way. It's just like their units sort of lean them towards one strength or another. Here, there are really distinct advantages and disadvantages to different races. So, for example, like there's a race called the Broken Lords. They don't eat food basically. So food production is not a concern for them, but they subsist off gold. So you need to have a strong economy to support them instead. So things like that.
I actually didn't think it was going to be on the... I had a completely different outlook on that game. And to hear it's actually more of like a civilization, more of like a management thing, that actually makes it even more interesting.
Yeah, the combat is a little different from Civilization. So, I mean, like, in Civ, you just sort of click your unit against the enemy unit, and then they roll some dice in the background, and whoever wins.
Yeah.
They play the animation. Here, it's a bit more strategic, and there's a little bit of role-playing to it, too. You get heroes units, basically, which you can which are basically unique units. They have a skill tree and everything. If you've ever played Endless Space, it's similar to the system they have there, where you can set them as governors of cities, or you can have them as generals of armies, and then from there they can level up in various ways and get certain advantages. Your units are actually, you don't actually have a huge number of units available to you, but you have several units, and then from there you can upgrade them. So if you imagine, again, taking the Endless Space analogy, in Endless Space you would have spaceship bodies, and then you can customize them with different weapons and layouts, depending on what you need. Here it's similar. You'll have several different unit types, like archers or whatever, and you can give them different weapons, like tier 1 bows, tier 2 bows, whatever. So you can make them more powerful or less powerful, more costly, less costly, as you need. Like that. The combat itself is different also. Like when your army meets another army, an army is basically a stacked unit. So you can have like maybe three stacked units in an army. If they meet another army, the game goes into a sort of hex-based tactical view. And
once those two armies like collide or like see each other, where they are is pretty much what becomes the playing field.
Exactly, right. And then so they become you go into a kind of 3D tactical view where you control each unit. You can automate it if you're lazy, but it's generally more fun, and the AI isn't that smart. Unless you have like overwhelmingly strong force, it's better off usually to play it manually. And then you just take turns shooting, attacking each other, moving your units around. It's not super in-depth in that sense, like flanking and all those rules, but it's good enough that there's still a sense of strategy overall.
Is it just, it has the same length as Civilization, where it pretty much will suck your life in, or is this a good quick run?
One more turn thing too. Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
It's got a couple interesting things. It has seasons, for example. So, during the summer seasons in the game, like your hexes tend to produce more, while in winter they produce less. So little things like that make things different. The game is also split into regions. So how do we explain a region? Think of it as like a set area with a border. Like you can't change it. That's basically the random map generates these regions for you. And so far from what I can tell, you can only build one city per region. So it's not like in Civ where you can basically build a city like 2 hexes away and work like that. Here, you have a region, you pick the best location for a city, and that's where you put your city. And then from there, you can expand your city but it's always pretty important.
That's awesome.
So I would recommend this game over like the new Civilization that came out, Beyond Earth.
Yeah.
Because I think the mechanics are different enough that it gives players something new to look forward to, but similar enough in the sense that it's not gonna, you're not gonna feel like completely alienated by what you're doing. So
it's a good game for those that of course that like Civ, and when it comes to Beyond Earth, you're saying it's actually easier to grasp. Or it's just more of a better...
Civ Beyond Earth felt more like a very modified Civ 5.
Okay.
This feels really like a different game. It really feels like its own unique game. So, to be fair, Beyond Earth had its share of problems. I honestly, apart from the sci-fi aesthetic, would rather recommend you play regular Civilization 5 over that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In this case, though, like this game, it stands pretty well on its own. I think. I think anyone would enjoy it who enjoys these sort of Civilization games.
How much is it for?
Right now, let me check. I'm not sure.
But it's not like the regular, just like in Civ 5, like a regular big title, like $30, $40.
This is an indie title.
Oh, it's an indie title. Okay.
right now it's going for 870 pesos, so I guess about 15 to $20.
Yeah, $15 to $20.
US.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Very well worth it. If it comes on sale, sucks. You can just pop it in, play a few turns, and you feel like you did something. Or you could do sim style and just like, oh god, I gotta play one more turn.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. For me, when it comes to like strategy games or like those kinds of like Civilization or what are the other ones like? What's that other space one? I remember the space Galactic Civilizations.
Master of Orion.
Galactic Civilizations too.
Oh, Galactic Sim, Master of Orion.
Those kinds of games. Like, it's a great strategy game once you're in that like one more turn mode where you just can't stop because you just want to get that research done. Whatnot. It's just like that's when you know it's a good game, a turn-based game for that matter.
Yeah. And
I was eyeing on this because it looked amazing. I saw the trailer, and I don't know. It sounds pretty awesome. If you guys want to check it out, just go to Steam. Like around, like I said, 15 to 20, 800 pesos.
Yeah, $15 to $20. It's well worth your time.
Yep.
Well worth the paying.
Well, for me, I kind of backtracked. There's nothing new for me to mention. I just pretty much revisited a game that pretty much consumed maybe probably 200 hours of my life at this point, and that's of course Destiny. It's back on in my rotation in my daily life because the expansion just came out. It came out on December 9, and there was a lot of changes that happened to that game thanks to the expansion, and that expansion added a huge variety of stuff. If you bought it, of course, you get new strikes, you got a good amount of weapons, and then a new raid. And then I think 3 maps for PvP. So a lot of new extra content for those who bought it. It's $20. For me, on the other hand, I didn't bother jumping right in. I want to see how the game would react to someone who hasn't bothered buying the expansion. Apparently, it doesn't react too well to someone who's bought the expansion. It actually rejects you in a way because, for one, I avidly played it a lot, even before the expansion, and I'm pretty much high up there. The max level before the expansion was level 30, and I was up to 29, so I had one level left to hit the max. And with the expansion, it now hits to 32. That's the max one right now. And once this expansion hit, a patch came in, and they added a lot of extra weapons for the non-end expansion players. A lot of added weapons, and they changed the whole leveling systems for exotics. And what that did was that it pretty much increased the overall damage of specific weapons. And thanks to the expansion, like my maxed out weapons are now not the max anymore. They're not, so I have to aim for something else. From like 300 damage, now I have to go for a 332. The big problem is my weapons do not upgrade or do not get updated. So I have a max of a 300 damage weapon. If I want to get a stronger weapon, I have to get another weapon or upgrade it in this specific NPC that only shows up in the weekend and use very hard to get items in order to upgrade that weapon or that exotic. My point being is they pretty much downgraded all the stuff that I took hours in getting, and they're asking me to do more hours into my life, into this game in order to improve what I already picked up. Like all that I've seen, all that I see that are improved, that are like changes and improvements in this game, are just asking me to spend more time farming or more time just doing the same thing over and over.
Are you okay with that? That's the thing. Like,
no, it's
farming. It's okay to a point, but for me personally, after a while,
I think like before, way back when I was like talking about Destiny, I was okay with it because I had experience with MMO RPGs and Diablo 3 and whatnot, and I actually like doing the same content over and over. But Destiny did something, or Bungie rather, did something really weird to the point that they kind of like they punished you in a sense. Like I'm maxed out, I got all this cool gear, and now the patch comes in. It's not the best gear anymore, and I have to spend hours again to get that gear into the best possible stats. I mean,
Well, isn't that pretty much like any MMO though? Like in a way, like the next expansion comes out and you gotta throw away your old Uber gear and get new stuff.
yeah, but I was expecting at least to. I didn't expect because we're talking about like a 300 damage to 332 damage difference, and they're asking me to like throw away that weapon and get a new one, and I guess in what you're saying is pretty much right, but in my perspective or in where I am now, which is I don't have the expansion, I'm like kind of forced to just go with that change. I can't just be like I'm the non-expansion person. I'm in the area where 300 matters, the damage 300. But now the whole change completely changes everybody, and we're kind of forced to just ride with it. You know what I mean? And I feel that I can actually get the weapons better if I actually buy the expansion. Because in the expansion, once you do those damn free 3 story missions, you get a weapon that's like that's already an improved version of it. So I just got turned off with that idea where I thought I was at the max, and now I'm kind of not. And then I guess I'm not anymore in the mood of just going at it again. And I don't think I want to even buy the expansion. It's like $20.
Right.
Because I was talking to my friends, and they had the expansion. They were checking it out. It's okay. They're saying it's okay. It's like it's extra stuff to do. We're just doing the same thing over again. It's just we're gonna get better gear. So for those who are actually thinking if there's anything significant in this expansion, this DLC, this expansion is literally just for those that are just okay with the grind, okay with going through doing the same thing over and over, but they just want, they want to have a different like strike or a different raid. For those who have never played Destiny, don't get the expansion yet. Don't go all hyped up. Play the first game first, and then go through that whole damn process of like going 1 to 20 and feeling the end game. And then maybe that's when you can consider if $20 is worth the spend. My last one though, with the expansion, it all like I said a while ago that it kind of punishes you for not having expansion. There's another point on how they punish you, because do you know what the dailies are? Will? Like dailies.
Yeah, dailies are basically like recurring quests that you do every day, once a day.
Yeah, once a day. It's actually an it's an MMORPG feature or style that keeps people like invested in the game. They have that in Destiny. It's an end game feature which allows you to get if you do it every day or every week, you get better rewards and buffs and whatnot. So we have that in Destiny, and the first week for the expansion, it's horrible because we have a thing called Nightfall, which is a weekly strike, and that's the hardest content you can do besides raid, and it's once a week, and you get a lot of cool stuff with it. I can't do this week's weekly Nightfall mission because it's the expansion only raid strike. So for those who don't have the expansion, cannot play the Nightfall for this week, especially for the weekly Nightfall. Oh, the weekly strike. It's also the expansion only. So when I logged in and I didn't have the expansion, all those end game content that I can do are all locked up. And that sucks because I can't do my daily, I can't do my weekly, and I can't do my Nightfall.
Right.
And I was expecting Bungie to at least separate them, or treat the ones who chose not to buy the expansion to be to be able to do their own thing every week, which they enjoy and everything, and then have the expansion do their own thing. But no.
You're kind of forced to buy the expansion.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you'll have to buy it. And that gives me a complete turnoff, because what if next week I want to do the weekly Nightfall, and then for some reason, because it's randomized, every week will be a random strike, will be the weekly one for that week, and if we're unlucky to have maybe in January the second week it'll be the expansion strike, well, I'm shut out. I'm left in the dust. I can't do anything. That's just a horrible practice, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why now I'm I kind of don't want to give you that money, $20, as much as I kind of want to play the raid. I just don't like the practice where you're kind of hampering the ones who don't want to pay. of their endgame content. That's just horrible. That's my big turn. Because I was like I said, like a couple episodes, I was like game to buy it. But since I saw that how they're doing it, like no, I can't. It's still a fun game though. I played a couple of hours of it. It still can suck the life out of me. It's still definitely one of the best shooters this year. I cannot get away from that fact. It's still one of the best. Bungie definitely knows how to make us shoot aliens in the face well. But yeah, I'm actually pretty disappointed with expansion overall. And yeah, I'm definitely not gonna pick it up. And that's it. That's for me.
Well, there you go. Hopefully Bungie decides to because I mean when you think about other MMOs, they don't require generally speaking from World of Warcraft, EverQuest.
Yeah.
When a new expansion comes out, they generally encourage you heavily to buy it, but they don't. How would you say? It doesn't penalize you.
Yeah.
Like the dailies, they don't really change things to a point where you're really crippled in your player experience without the expansion. Although, again, as I mentioned, they heavily encourage you to upgrade because they do add quite a lot of features. In this case, I think what happened was the expansion just didn't have enough in it that would encourage people to buy it, but then...
It's very steep, $20 for a hefty amount.
And that's how much content do you really get out of that, right?
Yeah.
So,
no, and another thing, like the first raid that came with the original game, the rewards you get, you don't get the better version because, like I said, the damage for the max weapons are like 300. If you do the raid now, you will only get I think the 300 one. It's a waste to do the raid now because because the vendors are updated. You can actually spend, I think, marks or whatnot to get the better versions of certain weapons. So there's no point of doing the raid anymore. So it's more hampering thanks to this update, thanks to the expansion update. Because I haven't done the raid this week because it's not worth it. I'd rather just farm for marks to get the 332 damage weapons. It's just kind of horrible, really.
right.
It's bad. I don't like it. I'm feeling the Activision in him already in Bungie. So
the Activision or the EA?
Huh? The Activision. Well, I guess they're both the same, really. They're both the same. Well, yeah, they're both the same. Activision's just in the dark, and they'll just pounce on you every now and then. Anyway, yep, that's the impressions for this episode. Now let's talk about something that's super hype, which is Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter 5!
I became such a kid. I became a kid when I saw that demo.
So let's talk about the first, because we didn't talk about this last time out there. We just mentioned that Street Fighter 4 is coming. Yeah, excited.
No, we cannot talk about the trailer, but this one we actually had a match with
but
an actual match.
No, because they showed remember that stupid looking esports-ish trailer where we only got glimpses of gameplay. This is cool, but I can't see the game, so I'm not really feeling it as much. And then the actual gameplay trailer came out, and oh my god, boner! And then we got the extended gameplay trailer, which showed a bit more, diba? Yeah. And then the other one with the Charlie Nash tease at the end, which we're gonna go into.
Apparently they're bringing back Charlie, which is pretty much, I think, what is he, the brother of Guile or the?
He's Guile's best friend.
The commander, the friend,
he's the strongest character in Street Fighter. He can throw one-armed sonic booms. He's got a 2-hit flash kick. Of course, they had to kill him.
Wow, there's a story.
He dies in Alpha 2.
No, that's Guile's whole shtick.
It's fucking canon. Yeah, that's Guile's thing. That's why he hates Bison.
For him.
Don't go off the Street Fighter 2 movie where Charlie becomes Blanca. That's not canon.
Yeah.
Too bad. That's the one everyone knows.
That's what everybody knows. Blanca is Charlie.
Like how Sagat is a good guy, he's evil in the movie.
Yeah. But no, let's go back to Street Fighter 5. Yeah, they kind of teased that Charlie is going to be in this game. Cool. But the biggest thing is the fact that again, aside from the extended trailer and the trailer itself, the Capcom Cup gave us an actual match with commentating.
They gave us
Commentators,
demo.
that's right.
It wasn't like staged or anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure they staged a few things, but like they actually fought because, like I said before we started recording, the salt was real.
The
It
salt
was
was
Micross
real.
versus Combo Fiend, and Combo Fiend wanted a run back. That was hilarious. That was awesome.
Yeah, another match. Like, why not, right? And essentially, that demo, there's no character screen, so you can't really
Yeah, when
establish
you
how many
press
characters will
start,
be.
it's Ryu versus Chun-Li again. In
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
Ryu versus Chun-Li. And I saw a lot of interesting things in it. For one, I don't know if they're using. I don't think there's focus attack yet. I don't know if they're just not doing it. But
I don't
see
think
any
there's going to be
FA.
focus attack anymore.
Yeah. Is there
I actually
parry?
don't
I
know
think
what
there's
yet.
parry.
No,
I think there's a parry.
No, I think there's no parry either. I don't know what the mechanics are going to be. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, that's the least interesting thing to me. I want to know who else will be in the cast. I want to know will we have more Street
what I'm
Fighter
more
3
interested
characters?
about
Or...
what I'm interested about in is the new sort of EX mechanic.
Or the
Where-
revenge mechanic. Yeah, no, 'cause I
Not
play.
the revenge.
I'm so
Revenge
like
is
into like the
basically-
whole.
Revenge Gauge is basically Ultra. Pero I'm interested in about the glowing states that they go in.
Which usually like 2 bars, I think.
Yeah.
Was it 2
Like
bars
Ryu's
of
hands
EX?
have lightning on it, and he has giant Hadoukens. Or Chun-Li's wristbands glow blue, and she has like double of every special move.
Yeah, I think that's like somewhat like the evolved version of like the EX move, or the EX was that. Like
No,
you have a small.
They
time.
still have EX moves, but you see the
Oh,
Shin
yeah, that's
Shoryuken
true.
paint, with the paint effects. That's basically the EX move now, instead of the flashing yellow. This is giving
Yeah.
me more of the King of Fighters vibe, where they flash and they power up.
What, they have faster frame rates and whatnot, or they have?
No, they do more damage, and I think while the bar is draining, it gives them a super that they can do at the end. And in the new King of Fighters games, it lets them do special cancels during another special. So you can make like HD combos and all that.
Yeah, that's another thing I actually noticed too. Like, I'm not too sure if it's during when he kind of triggered that lightning effect or that something the effect with Chun-Li, but pretty much it was like one crouching heavy kick.
It looks
and all
like
of
an
a sudden he can do a
EX
super.
state instead of just an EX move. Like
Yeah,
it
because like
looks
he just did one move and connected the super, and that was it. That just
Yeah.
reminded that's like similar to like Third Strike in a sense.
It seems to vary then per character because Ryu gets the glowing lightning hands, but when he gets hit, it disappears, and when he does a Hadouken, that's it. Like he loses the EX state after that. But the Hadouken,
Yeah,
like,
and
multiple hits.
I'm not too sure if it's no, and it seems like the number of bars an EX player will have is based on like I guess
different.
the characters because
Yeah.
like Chun-Li only has 2.
No,
well,
Chun-Li has 3. Ryu has 2.
I don't know, sorry, Chun-Li has 3. Ryu only had 2.
Yeah.
And that's pretty interesting, meaning that characters also vary based on traits and based on what they have. Like Chun-Li seems to be like a fast character, which is ideally that's what she is, and then
And
Ryu
they said that
is a
she
heavy
might
hitter.
not be a charge character anymore.
It doesn't look like she's a charge character because I don't
Yeah.
see. Was it Combo Fiend playing Chun-Li? He wasn't because
Combo Fiend.
charge characters. I'm a charge player, and when you play with charge, you have that sense of zoning no matter what. You can still rush, but you'll always have that natural zoning element in you because you're holding down something in order to do a move. But Chun-Li was just straight up, in your face, like Ryu style, or like any other half-quarter character.
Walking
Like she's just-
Kikoken.
Yeah, walking Kikote and then doing a combo, and I kind of dig that. I kind of can dig the fact that if I do see characters like Chun-Li or maybe Bison or change it up a bit, like they're not anymore charge characters. They're actually now half circle
Chun-Li
characters.
wasn't always a charge character naman before, remember? Like
Yeah,
in
that's
other
true.
fighting games, her Kikoken was a half circle forward motion instead of
Yeah.
a charge. So it might be going back to her old style of moves.
But it would be cool if, like, for example, like Charlie isn't a charge character, or
We'll have to wait and see what they do with
We'll
him.
have to
because
wait and see. I have a feeling he'll be a charge character.
he'll be a
but,
story character, for
The
sure.
question is, like, does that mean Guile is no longer going to be in the game, or what? Or
No, they
But
can't put Guile. He's like a staple character.
can they put both of them together so they can hug?
But then again, because there are rumors that are saying that this game will take place after Third Strike, which is the Third Strike being the latest in the Street Fighter timeline, and
Right.
Guile wasn't in Third Strike either.
So they might put what's his name, Alex, in then.
Yeah, I hope Alex comes back because he was supposed to be originally in SF4, then they took him out. So I'd like to see Alex back, and Alex was supposed to be the main character in Street Fighter 3.
Yep.
Nobody liked him.
But no one cared about him.
No one liked him. Yeah, he was just so kind
I
of
didn't like him.
I think he's cool. It's freaking Brooklyn, New York.
Well, aside from all those special features that we noticed during the demo, everything about Street Fighter is still there, like the counter hit, the blocking.
I noticed
grabs.
something different. Like
What?
we got glimpses of guard breaks, right?
Oh yes, I kind of noticed it as well.
People like Li Joe and Maximilian have been dissecting the gameplay videos now,
Yeah.
and they're saying that the guard break doesn't look to be from a draining guard primer or a guard meter.
Okay.
It seems to happen when Ryu does his EX move, and like either his normals or his specials tend to like do a lot of hit stun on block, and it makes him do like a little guard break looking motion without actually guard breaking. Hello?
I'm sorry for those who don't understand this, but we play so much Street Fighter to the point that
Play a lot of
we're talking
fighting
about frame. We're talking about frame rates. We're talking about guards, and it's a very technical thing. But technically, what we're trying to say is we're technically seeing a lot of different changes and different mechanics, making it.
What else would
yeah,
you look at in a fighting game, Diba? Like you obviously look at mechanics because that's what's going to build him.
No, but there's still some people who are like, oh, it's another Ryu game with with
fireballs. How do you do?
Yeah, with fireballs. It doesn't. If without that stuff, it still looks pretty hype for those who don't really care about this or who wants to play it casually. Because it looks gorgeous in itself. Like, dude, when you do a fireball, there's particles everywhere.
No, not even. That's why it's not like cluttery like Killer Instinct. But it's super nice. Like all the characters in the background look really well detailed, like crazy.
Yep. And then Chunin looks pretty good.
I told you she's cute again.
Dude, I don't know. I played Chun-Li. She's my main. She's always my girl in any tournament. She's always my main.
She has those killer thighs, which I actually dig.
Dude, those killer thighs are like those are like the Great Walls of China.
And she does third strike little
defense
sit down and like some animations.
Yeah.
I noticed something then aside from those weird like guard break looking things. During the demo, it seems that some moves can crumple in a sense. Like in Tekken.
Oh, really?
I saw it multiple times during the stream. When Ryu would do a standing heavy punch, sometimes Chun-Li would like go into a spin state for a few seconds, and then Ryu can.
For those who don't know, what's a crumple?
It's when
they sort of like fall onto the floor.
Yeah, like
without any knockback.
They get hit and they sort of kneel down slowly, basically making them free for a follow-up attack.
I'm just making it easier for people to understand.
If you remember, if you do a focus attack in Street Fighter 4,
and
let it hit for the maximum, they just fall down.
Yeah, they crumple. Yeah.
They literally crumple down.
Okay, so
that's what I noticed because I think it happened like 3 times during that, and Street Fighter 4 had counter hits, diba?
Yeah.
Though it's not as prominent as like Tekken, where you literally see the effects change on counter hit, or Persona, where the hit stun is vastly greater on counter hit, and you can only do certain combos on counter hit. So that seems to be
it just shows how strong the community is for Street Fighter because there's a lot of people dissecting this one match. Because I see a lot of people are talking about
trailer. Well, yeah,
the trailer.
In any trailer, I think that's.
It's like Star Wars all over again. Like a Star Wars trailer.
Robot balls, it's awesome. Crossguard lightsaber.
I think that happens though in any major franchise. Like, look, it happened with Mortal Kombat X when they showcased the initial gameplay.
Oh yeah,
it was dissected as well.
No, not even the gameplay, the CGI trailer that emulated the gameplay. Remember?
Yeah, but even then, like, actually, you're right. You're right. It was But there you have it, right?
Yeah, we're all the same. Like movies, video games, we're crazy when something new comes out.
Yeah,
like
freaking TV shows even. Like, was that a character that I know? Like I started watching Flash recently,
Oh, I don't care what people think, but that's a great superhero TV show. I'm
Looks better
sorry.
than Arrow
It's
for
a
sure.
great show, yeah.
It's actually a good show. Like I like the Flash. I like the guy who's playing Flash. I like
And
the
the
You gotta go
premise is a lot
fast.
easier to follow. Gotta go
yeah.
fast.
Gotta go fast.
Like he fights
And
Wizard in the first episode.
no,
I'm sorry, come again?
and he fights
He
Wizard.
fights the Weather Wizard. But
Yeah, but Weather
they don't
Wizard has
call him
been...
the Weather Wizard.
No, and their enemies are actually like they have some fucking effects and like money backed up into this.
They got money. They got Arrow money. From
They
all
got
those
Arrow.
guys.
They got supernatural money, really. Arrow's not covering that. Supernatural is covering that. Anyway, back to video games. Yeah, Street Fighter.
Yeah, but I think one aspect, like, we can talk about all the balance and stuff, and when this was first revealed, I remember specifically mentioning this to you guys on chat, like, aren't you bothered that this isn't coming on Xbox One? That it was PS4 and PC only.
Yes, that's actually a good point because that's actually
I've heard stories of people buying PS4s the moment this was announced. I mean, the moment the
Really?
leak came out.
no. My friend who is like one of the pretty top players here, and a month ago he was like saying, "Should I buy a PS4? I kind of want to play Destiny or stuff like that, or I might want to play The Last of Us."
About it, trying to
So he
justify.
was trying to half-heart and justify it and all that. And I was like, hey, you know what? I played Destiny. It's the best 6 out of 10 in the world, but I don't think you'll like it. So I don't think you should play Destiny. The Last of Us, you can play The Last of Us on your PS3. And then, so I pretty much shot down everything that he wanted to consider just for the PS4, in a sense. And he's like, oh, okay, fine. I think I'll buy an iPhone instead. So he bought an iPhone. Then this shit comes out, Street Fighter 5. He's like, I have a PS4.
See, that's
Okay.
actually what I like about how people buy consoles. They just see the game they want and they buy it. It's not
Yeah.
about like, oh, it's a Sony Master Race, Xbox only, blah blah blah, or I'm just pure Nintendo. It's like you have the game I want. I'm gonna buy your box. Diba?
Right.
Yep. And that's our big topic now for this episode, which is exclusivity. And because this is the perfect example on how powerful the word exclusive is for console gaming or any platform
Especially
when it comes
now.
to video games. Especially now. It's like the
Yep.
perfect time to throw these huge bombshells. Like I think Xbox started first with Tomb Raider having it exclusive
Well,
for
We can
Xbox
even
One.
go. We can even go back further. Exclusivity is not actually a new issue. I mean,
It's not a new
not.
issue,
this
but now we're
this-
feeling the effects of it for the next
exactly because
generation.
this. You could argue exclusivity was happening between the
Nintendo,
Mario's and the
Sega.
Sonics,
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Nintendo had their own exclusivity.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And but it's weird because back then I didn't think it was such a problem. You had
Yeah, because when they did have similarly licensed games, they were vastly different video games.
right. They were. That's true. You would have the same title of a game, but the game itself would
It was
play
made by
totally
completely different people. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like the Turtles. What was that game? The
The Ninja
Turtles
Turtles
Tournament
game?
Fighter game.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
the
The
Tur-
one,
Like the Super Nintendo one was awesome. The Genesis one was a piece of shit.
garbage. I saw that.
And, but it's weird now that people are making a huff about it because it didn't seem to be an issue before. Like if you wanted a game on the system, you bought the system.
No, it's
And
well,
the story. I
Um,
guess the problem is here is it's similar to what happened with Bayonetta because it's like the game has jumped to a system, like or at least in this
Dude.
case become
Dude.
exclusive to one system.
Dude, better example. Fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Or
Remember?
Final Fantasy when that first moved from Nintendo to Sony.
Yeah, it's Sony. But like Kingdom Hearts, diba, you got a beloved game series. First game came out on PS2. Then
Yeah.
the next
Right.
game comes out on a GBA. Chain of Memories came out on the Game Boy Advance. diba?
Yeah,
well,
that
everybody
was always
freaked
my
out.
issue. With,
No, because
that was always my issue with Kingdom Hearts was that you had to
Exactly.
have so many systems.
so many systems
get
just
the-
to follow this one convoluted story, which makes it even worse. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
prime example, you play Kingdom Hearts 1, diba? You might have not have heard about the Game Boy Advance one because, the internet wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
And you play Kingdom Hearts 2, maybe 4 years later, and like, who the fuck is this asshole named Roxas? Like, he comes out of nowhere, diba? And like, why is Sora in a little flower pod in this castle?
He is?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
All
Why
that,
is he?
it wouldn't explain that to you because
Exactly.
all of that happened in the Game Boy Advance game. So if you didn't play that, you wouldn't know. That's why like
Yep.
everyone's all hubbub about it. And and it didn't stop there. But I remember there was another Kingdom Hearts game on the DS that came out. 2 games even. And then
Yeah, it was
3DS
and a half days, and then Birth by Sleep,
But
recoded.
PSP. Yeah, recoded also, which was originally a phone game even. Which they pretty much fixed all that with the HD releases, but then you still have the one 3DS game sticking out, right?
Yeah.
Which you need to play before you play 3 because there's some story significance there then. So like, that's really bad.
Okay, so yeah, exclusivity, it can really affect, like, technically the fan base, and like it's in continuity. I think I can't really say it that much, but is it really Kingdom Hearts is the only one that kind of like did that kind of like
No, it's just
big
that they did
jumps?
that a lot. I think that's why it sticks out more. But like, what Will was saying a while ago, where you would buy the one console because it has the games you want.
Yeah.
We just went through a weird like console generation where we had a lot of multi-platform games on multiple systems at the same time.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that-
actually, the exclusivity was, it wasn't that bad. Like if you got one console, you're pretty much good for a good generation. Like there's no, well, I could be wrong though, but I definitely understand the fact that the exclusivity wasn't that big compared to, I think, maybe what, PS2 for example, the generation before PS3.
I'd say it started with the PS3, Xbox 360 generation.
I think not really. No, I think the Xbox PS2
No,
had it
I
more.
mean it blew up in the past generation because
that's
there were
true.
similar games on, like the Resident Evil 4, the GameCube to PS2, etc.
Right.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah.
That were like it wasn't as big then as it is in the previous gen, where you had like Street Fighter 4 on everything,
Mhm.
or like Call of Duty on everything, Assassin's Creed on everything, and again.
No, I don't know if it's a trend, but it's with the last generation. It was actually much more of a bigger. It's actually more of an open generation, because we've had, like, for example, Final Fantasy on this PlayStation system for the longest time, and then on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 generation, Final Fantasy opens its doors to Xbox.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And they cut content because of that.
Okay, cool. But that happened, and then Metal Gear Solid being also another Sony, was that opens
Sony
its doors.
exclusive, Went to ano.
Yeah, so that's what I felt out of that generation, where it was more open, more multi-platform compared to
Even
before.
maybe not now, but like Sonic did that in the PS2 era. Remember?
Yeah.
They started releasing when Sega dropped out of the console game. They just released Sonic on everything.
On everything.
Yeah, on everything. And he's pretty much like a, I'd say a
refuge is more.
a refugee.
Sonic's got to go fast because he's a refugee.
He's running out of money.
He's running out of money. But that's what I got out of the last generation, where people were like kind of opening their doors. I think Silent Hill, I consider that as a PlayStation exclusive, but it's also like now it's a multi-platform kind of deal.
Yeah, Xbox 360 and
Yeah.
I actually don't think this would have happened if the PlayStation 3 had a better starting off, because like remember, if you recall, it was actually how do you say it? It started off way weaker than the Xbox 360 back.
Oh yeah. Their
And
sales
I
were
guess-
like horrible in the first year.
And I guess
them-
this is
Took
yeah.
them like
And I guess
3
what we're
years to
seeing
catch up.
now we're seeing sort of the opposite happen with the PS4 breaking away slightly from the Xbox One. Although we've heard some good sales news from the Xbox One recently as well.
Yeah, quick mention, like November, Xbox sold more consoles than the PS4 on November, so they kind of broke the PS4 streak already.
Yeah.
They still have a lot to catch up with, but I consider that as a good sign in terms of like a very healthy console generation. So props to Microsoft for that. But going back to exclusivity, like I said a while ago, it kind of opens the door. Now in this generation, it feels like I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure everybody's gonna start follow suit in this kind of method, but it's now starting to look like people are now closing their doors. You know, like how Tomb Raider was once a multi-platform deal. Well, it was before. It was actually a Sony thing before, because it was actually PlayStation, and then it kind of opened up in the PS3 era.
And
now it's closing.
Square Enix.
And now it's Square Enix. Now it's closing its doors now only for Xbox players. And now we have, Street Fighter, which is like a same thing. It was open to everybody. Now it's going closed. It's now going only for PS4, but not really exclusive because it's also going for PC. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, so you can argue the same thing that happened with the original Tomb Raider. I remember that was PC and like PlayStation only at some point.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, but it's just funny how now everybody's like, oh my god, like they're now grabbing like what they can as exclusivity. Like, oh, Street Fighter's mine. Like, oh, Tomb Raider's mine. Because like when once Street Fighter 5 was announced, like even the head of Xbox said that we missed that opportunity and we're gonna try to redeem ourselves from that for our fan base. Because Street Fighter 5 out of their system, that's
big. That's
big.
Really big.
That's
yeah.
really big.
No.
And so even Phil Spencer really felt that. And with that kind of news, we all of a sudden heard some statements coming from Microsoft stating that or confirming that Tomb Raider is definitely being fully supported by Microsoft in terms of marketing and production and all that. They're covering a lot of the development cost for Tomb Raider to make it an exclusive title for that system. And the fact that they're confirming that means that they just want to, I don't know, I'm not saying that they're scared, but more like they're trying to be up there. Because now, thanks to the SF exclusivity, like people are now talking about the PS4, people are buying it. So now they have to like reaffirm people, like, we have also this.
Hey, we have exclusivities as well. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what happened. And it's just very interesting.
Static.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but think of in regards of Street Fighter 5, it's not even about like snatching the game for exclusivity reasons. They've gone a step further and actually Sony is the reason why Street Fighter 5 is even existing now, apparently.
Yeah,
because they are funding. Huh?
But it's kind of sad if that's the case, because that would imply Capcom's not as.
Capcom is in deep trouble apparently right now.
Is it really in deep trouble? Because like Capcom is literally like, I think it really feels like Capcom is like a little child holding on to the Sony leg, like just hiding there because.
Yeah, because apparently without Sony, Street Fighter 5 wouldn't even be a thing right now. And Sony is the one also bringing it to PC as well as the port of Ultra Street Fighter 4 to the PS4.
Yeah, which is another thing. The port of Ultra Street Fighter 4 is actually just for the PS4 and PC.
Yep, and apparently it's all Sony behind that.
Is that confirmed though? Because like I'm just wondering if that's really confirmed or what.
I read that article as well. Well, we'll have to confirm it as well, but it kind of makes sense because, to be honest, the announcement of Street Fighter 5 for me was a bit too premature. Like I didn't think Street Fighter 5 was ready.
I also felt it was at least a year too early.
Yeah, exactly. Like the community for Street Fighter 4 is really strong. They just released the new expansion. Yeah, they just came out. The Ultra came out. And they're going to release Omega Mode and all that. They have a lot of content being dumped on this game. And all of a sudden they're announcing Street Fighter 5 out of nowhere. I mean, because when people were saying that Capcom is in that PlayStation experience and they're going to announce something big, I was thinking Darkstalkers, in a sense. Like, there has to be something like that. It can't be Street Fighter 5 because I think it's too soon. Apparently, they proved me wrong. And as much as I'm super excited for Street Fighter 5, I think this is really too soon. But it being too soon means that they had someone really backing them up, and that's Sony. And it's really it's a big, strong move for Sony. Because like I said, I have a friend that just went up to AWS and like, one please. You got a PS4. They're having people buy now a PS4 because they have Street Fighter 5 in the bag.
Right.
And Xbox will have to pick it up because I'm not hearing news from them at all. I'm not. I don't get it. Like after their great releases coming in November, like Sunset Overdrive and all that stuff, all that goodness, they didn't have anything to follow up for for December. If you think.
Well, they had the Halo Master Chief Collection, but
which was overshadowed by complete like horrible matchmaking apparently.
yeah,
And
that's
I heard it was
exactly.
also hella buggy.
Yeah, it was like 343. What up, man? And
Going on here.
what's going on here?
6v4, let's go.
And I don't know, the fact that they had that Sony had a PlayStation experience where they just like focused on that and they released a lot of cool stuff. Like, I don't know, they're addressing the public or the game community much more than Xbox from what I'm seeing. Like they're really like so aggressive right now, Sony. And them being ahead by like a lot and then still having this much after effect, even after a year. Still going strong. It's actually pretty impressive, especially now with Street Fighter V. That's a huge bombshell. You know what I mean? Like completely like destroyed like Tomb Raider out of the water because that was like a long time ago, and all of a sudden, bam, there you go. So, but going back now to exclusivity though, do you think it's?
No, but, you know, like
Sorry.
you have people though. Like I don't know if you saw this, but Angry Joe, who's a popular YouTube personality,
Oh
he
yes.
made a whole rant about this. Because he felt like Capcom was sort of like excluding a large portion of the place with this move. For me, it's like that's bullshit. Like, if you want to play, it's bad for Microsoft, no doubt. But if you want to play it, you're going to buy the system regardless. Like,
Yep.
you know, if you really want to play it, I don't think you're excluding anyone doing this.
No, I mean, I love Angry Joe to death. I think he draws a lot of good points when it comes to with his reviews, but he also ranted about the same with Tomb Raider, and I don't think he gets it. Square Enix, for example, for Tomb Raider, or for example, Capcom with Street Fighter, they don't do these deals to lose money. They don't do that. They're not that dumb. I mean, they can do exclusivity because the one who's asking for exclusivity is covering the cost to create the game. So even if they're cutting their fan base to half, it doesn't matter. They're making this game for maybe half. You know what I mean?
But the game would not have been made pretty much without Sony. So they really have no right to cutting your user base in half. I mean, maybe that's true to some extent, but at the same time, I'd rather have that game available with less people playing it than not at all.
Yeah, I would really glad like if Sony does cover the cost and then it kind of opens it up to Xbox, but that's not gonna happen. It doesn't make any sense. But that's why I'm never bothered with exclusivity bullshit deals and whatever. That it's like it alienating one side and the other. It'd be really pissed. Like I'm pissed off. I can't play Tomb Raider, but I'm not gonna bitch about it so much because it's the game industry is still a damn business. Exclusivity is to capture
It's to give you an edge,
and you can't blame them. Yeah, an edge. It's not Capcom being I don't like you anymore. I'm gonna grab all of this. They're not like they're not like that. That's why I was kind of like it's Angry Joe again, just being a rat. He doesn't. I don't think he gets it. It's like it's not Capcom being like I don't like money.
It's like we need it really bad. Please help us.
Money.
It's not well.
Yeah, because I think it's the same. It's the same thing I'm mentioning when they first announced Tomb Raider when people were getting pissed off. Like, I'm not too sure if I did it or say like they're cutting their fan base to half. Like, it's not. Yes, maybe, but they're definitely not losing money for this for sure.
And it depends on what region you're in as well.
It's a good deal for them.
Hello, am I lagging really hard?
What?
I think I am. It depends on what region you're in. Oh my god.
Depends on what region you're in. Why?
Because like Xbox isn't very big in Japan or even here in Southeast Asia, diba? And Sony is still a Japanese company as well as Capcom. So they might be prioritizing like what's easier for them as opposed to, just I don't know, America maybe.
No, that too. Actually, that too. But I also understand the uproar because I'm sure when you check out the fighting game community, that they're playing it on Xbox system.
Yeah, online.
Because, Xbox
back in the 360 gen.
Yeah, they still have a very strong community, and people are bitching, and it really sucks. I get that, but the topic of, like I mentioned again, about like them losing money and them cutting that,
Oh, they're gonna gain a
they're
ton
still a
of this,
company,
sure.
seriously.
And it's coming out on
Yeah,
PC
like,
as well.
I would
That-
love to have Smash Brothers on my PS4. Seriously, I would love
You're
to have
never
Smash
getting
Brothers on
that.
my PS4. Well, it's never gonna happen. Yeah. Well, what can I do? I have to buy the Wii U. I understand that. What can I
Or
do?
a 3DS. Oh.
Oh, the 3DS,
Or a
yes,
2DS,
see?
even.
More options. Oh yeah, so those were 3 options, but not really 3
Thanks,
options.
Nintendo.
But yeah, that's. But exclusivity, though, do you think actually, like in this generation, we'll see more of an aggressive move through Sony? Because I think this is like the tip of the iceberg. Because I think exclusivity is coming strong with this one, especially, and I think Xbox will actually.
I always felt personally that Sony has always had the better first-party exclusives. So in this case, I think it's probably going to be a continuing trend. I don't know if they're going to buy out anything like as big as Street Fighter again, but who knows? I'm sure Capcom will still make games on the Xbox One. I'm no doubt.
I know, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like Dragon's Dogma eventually, like Dragon Dogma
Oh,
2.
speaking of which, Dragon's
who's to say
Dogma.
that like the
What about it?
Capcom registered Dragon's Dogma online not too long ago. So we might see it again
Just
in
wasting
some
money.
form.
They're just wasting money.
Oh really? That's cool. I like Dragon's Dogma.
I like it too,
Dragon's Dogma
but
too.
just like how they ruined Lost Planet, they ruined Dragon's Dogma for sure.
Yeah,
So I just want to say that.
you're right.
Oh, sorry, but my point is, who's to say that all we know is the exclusivity of Street Fighter V. We don't know if this exclusivity will apply for, say, Fighter V Turbo or Street Fighter V. The next iteration of Street Fighter V.
Yeah, which actually it's a good point that you're crossing where exclusivity does not mean it will never ever go in any other platform. Exclusivity always has a duration, even with Sony's deals. It's just Sony keeps a hold of these titles longer than, say, Microsoft. Example A, Dead Rising 3. Example B, Rise. Apparently they held it only for a year. You know what I mean? Because their exclusive titles like Dead Rising 3 or Rise only lasted until next year because now it's available for PC. So when people say exclusive, don't think it can never happen. Because, like, for example, Final Fantasy 7, what else? 8, I guess, Final Fantasy 8. All those games that used to be also for the PS2 or the PS1 only is now on the PC. And so exclusives, my point is exclusive is always a duration. It just depends on how long the big company wants to hold it. Like
Unless
MGS,
you're
like
Nintendo.
Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy. I'm sure that they just thought now it's time to not bother investing on this franchise. So Xbox jumps in. They becomes the big thing in terms of announcements. You know what I mean? They're the ones announcing that shit.
Right.
So that's why exclusive is not was that. It's just Microsoft for some reason they don't hold it as much. Like it's very easy. It's like I think they're the ones who kind of created or introduced the word timed exclusive because they're just so transparent about if it's timed or not, which is kind of making them have bad PR.
Right.
And I think their history.
True. It's completely true.
Their history, like their biggest exclusive titles, which is Halo and Gears of War, for example, they were not really exclusive because their first games came out on PC. So if you actually want to like check out the first iterations of that franchise, you can actually play the PC version of them. Like so, in a sense, Microsoft does not really have a great hold in terms of exclusivity, which I think they should really work on because Sony is definitely the place of like exclusive stuff because they have studios among studios. Like they have fucking David Cage making story games for them forever.
David Cage on the cage.
David Cage on the cage. Because I don't think he'll ever do anything else. That's not Sony.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
David Cage.
But do you think we're gonna see more of that? Like I think in the coming years, as for this generation, where we're gonna have these franchises or old franchises coming back to have like specifically for just Xbox One or there's some PC. Oh, there's some PC only stuff. You know what I mean? But I actually hope that we're gonna see a thing called crossplay, which was also announced for the Street Fighter V.
I think crossplay is one of those things that was, I think, now sort of a requirement for any fighting game going out there.
I hope crossplay is the next new trend.
I really hope so as well, and I hope that Sony starts it because I think I only hear Sony doing this. Like, I don't know, Will, correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody. Was Portal 2 a crossplay with PC?
Yep, on PS3.
No.
Yeah.
Portal 2.
If you get Portal 2 on PS3,
I don't remember.
Hello, am I lagging too hard? If you get Portal 2 on PS3, you get it on PC, and then you can play co-op together. One on PC, one on PS3.
They had that, and they also have Sony also had the Final Fantasy Online games that are crossplay with PC, as well as the new one. And now they have Street Fighter V, which is another crossplay with PC. And I would like to consider that as a trend for Sony because I don't hear it from Xbox. The Xbox does not crossplay with itself in a sense. It doesn't do well. It doesn't crossplay with itself. I just realized that. I hope it's a trend. I really hope it's a trend because that'll be pretty cool. Where we see a lot of that. We can play with PC players with PS3 or PS4 units. Like I would love to see crossplay with PlayStation 4 players and PC players for PlanetSide 2. You know how amazing that would be? Mm-hmm. Like, because the PC PlanetSide 2 community is huge, and I'm sure the PS4 community is like, well, obviously will grow, but there's going to be a battle already set up with the crossplay. Like, you're joining in the already seamless battle in the PC. So there's a lot of possibilities with crossplay, and I hope that Sony is the one to like spearhead that idea in the coming years for the PS4. Or heck, I don't know, PS3, PS4 crossplay. Can that happen? I don't know. Maybe it can happen.
It might. I don't see why it wouldn't. Why that couldn't be possible. The big question would be Xbox to PS3 crossplay. That's something I would be like.
That's not going to happen. At least not anytime soon.
I know, but if it were to happen, we'd be like, whoa. Damn.
For the PS4 PC, it probably depends how easy it is to integrate crossplay. Because remember Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be crossplay with PS3 to PS4. And then remember that they added USB keyboard and mouse support on the PS3 version even.
No,
so that it would be fair.
It was crossplay with PS3 PC. I don't think there's PS4.
PS3 PC pala. My bad.
Yeah, there.
But yeah, they added mouse and keyboard USB integration with the PS3 version so that it would be fair on both platforms. But that had a falling out because apparently it was hard to match it up without it being super laggy or something.
Yeah, so I guess it's the integration because I think the biggest example right now is Final Fantasy, because right now it seems seamless. Because if you play the game on your PC and you log out on your PC and you buy the PS4 version and you log on the same account, your character is there with no problems, and you can play the PS4 version with the same character you played in the PC. And of course, you can play also with PC players and vice versa. And so that the tech's there. It's my point. The tech's there. And I don't know, I'm pretty excited with Street Fighter V. Is there a big PC community though with fighting games?
I think there's some.
Yeah.
Because like they also started releasing. They just released King of Fighters 13, sometime this year for PC, which apparently has the best netcode out of all the King of Fighters 13 versions.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
Best netcode. That's
you
something
got
hard to hear.
Skullgirls on everything. You got BlazBlue, diba, coming out.
Sure, yeah.
Slowly.
They have a Nidhogg, and they also have that dive kick. Sorry.
There are so many also like indie fighting games on Kickstarter right now.
And there's a big possibility Killer Instinct will go to PC.
Dude, I hope so. I hope so bad.
Based on Microsoft's track record, it might happen.
If that happens, I'm not gonna get an Xbox One.
Sunset Overdrive will go to PC, and I want it to happen.
I'm still saying that Sunset Overdrive has a bigger chance than Killer Instinct.
Maybe.
But like if Killer Instinct goes on PC, that all the doors are open. Like
Yeah, then
everything.
I think if that happens, Microsoft doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Or they don't care. Or they just don't care.
Yeah.
They don't simply don't.
Unless
They
Scalebound
should
is
care.
really good.
They should care.
They should, but they don't.
Shame on them. Shame on them for not caring.
Because they
Why
only
don't
see
you care?
America. Like
I'm sorry. They know they what? Sorry.
They only see America. That's their target market.
That's the problem with the.
No,
that's
they
the
can
problem
they can see everything. There's no one's just seeing them back. That's the thing.
No, they see everything, but they don't understand it. Like, what language is this? That's not English.
Like you, David Cage. I don't understand what you're doing. I don't think I can work with
speaking
you.
French.
What is this stuff about? Oh God.
What is this failure of the game design?
You gotta love it.
Fuck
You, David
Cage.
Gaff. Why are you making racing cars with missiles and gods killing
He likes
gods?
that shit anymore.
You should make games that are Angry Birds-ish.
With flaming cars.
Flaming
Oh,
cars.
they did that.
Well, anyway.
They already did that.
Exclusivity, I don't know. You guys let us know.
Speaking of flaming cars, that's
What
one
about-
thing I do want to mention. Is like, the guy. Since we're discussing fighting games, NetherRealm Studios has confirmed that they are not working on any console exclusive characters. So that's kind of sad because a lot of people were speculating Sweet Tooth would be the
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
PlayStation. Like they had Kratos before, right? So
Sweet Tooth is a better pick than Kratos.
Actually,
I agree,
yeah,
also.
that's actually another great point. Thankfully, you mentioned it before. I was actually planning to cut this off already. Exclusivity in terms of content, in general, isn't that a bitch? I think it's a bitch.
Yeah,
If you
like
think about
the
it.
MGS Ground Zeroes DLC, I was not happy about that.
well,
But I have
yeah,
Raiden
that-
now, so that's cool. Hee hee.
Yeah, but it's
But
again
they
it's a
went-
big
they
example
went-
of timed exclusivity.
They went back on that though, didn't they? Like they
They did. No, or the time exclusive just ended. You never know.
No, but like yeah, the MK9 with exclusive characters, that was not very cool. Like straight up Kratos.
It kind of made me just but it kind of like okay.
It solidified
like-
which version you were gonna get.
Exactly. Same thing with Street Fighter X Cross Tekken because they had Mega Man and Pac-Man.
Mega Man and Pac-Man, yeah, they got two shitty characters.
But still,
Yeah,
two shitty,
I
two
preferred the PS3 version because of that.
Too shit. I can still
That
Even
develop
if
extra
it's-
characters.
Mega Man
even
is
if it's two
awesome.
shitty characters, it's still
Extra
nice.
content.
Mega Man is awesome.
No, but I really don't like the content wise because
That's scumbaggy. Yeah.
it's really scumbag. It's bad enough already that like in business you're kind of getting one game for yourself.
Right.
It's bad enough that someone buys the same amount of money to get the same game, but you're not getting the same content inside it.
It sucks even more here because like Xbox games and PS3 games are not usually the same price
Right.
because of
Xbox games
simply the
definitely
region.
cheaper.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say though, like the biggest example is my favorite game in the world is Destiny. Like, you have exclusive features and content only for the PS4, and Xbox players are just like they're lacking 2 strikes, 2 dungeons, 2 maps, a couple of weapons. Like,
And this is coming from a man who actually has the PS4 version.
yeah, I have the PS4. Like, come on, that's already 2-1. Like, I got the game with the same amount of money someone who bought it for the Xbox
On the
One,
Xbox, right?
and they're not getting the same amount as me.
That's not fair, really.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's not fair.
They can only get it on fall of 2015.
It's not even the same
That's-
amount of money because the Xbox One is more expensive. Here, at least.
And get this, the expansion, like I was talking about earlier, was you get it's $20. You get 1 free strike. 1 strike in the end, 1 raid, 3 PvP maps, and 3 story missions. That's the content you get for that $20 expansion. But if you're in PS4, you get an additional strike and a couple of weapons, a couple of exotic weapons if you're getting the PS4 version. Like, I use the same amount. I use the same bill, and I'm not getting it because I have the wrong console. That is just a big no for me. I don't know. That's the one thing I don't like about exclusives. That's a bit too, like, I guess what Miggy was saying. Scumbag.
DLC exclusives are the worst.
Like, I'm already bad enough. I already feel bad enough already with like Assassin's Creed. Like, PS players get an hour extra content.
And it sucks, but
It still sucks, yeah.
Freaking Watch Dogs had that.
Oh, Watch Dogs.
Had the 1 hour of, I don't even know what that is. That's 1 hour.
Watch Dogs just had way too many special editions. God, it was terrible.
That
collector's edition statues, pangit. Plus the game kind of is mediocre. But exclusives, Nintendo, where everything is an exclusive.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you really fault Nintendo? Nintendo was just.
No, I don't, because that's all they got.
That's all they got.
That's all they got. Yeah, no, don't tease.
I don't think
you want to think about it. They've been exclusive since the beginning.
I don't think I can't really say the word exclusive to Nintendo because I don't think it matters. I don't think it drives well. I don't think it.
You don't think they care?
No, I don't think it just. I don't think the word exists in that fucking space. It doesn't. No. Zelda's Nintendo. Nintendo is Zelda.
It's too exclusive to be exclusive.
It's too exclusive to be exclusive. I think I found the name for this episode.
It's a different level.
Too
of
exclusive to be exclusive.
Oh god.
You're too exclusive for the exclusive club.
Fucking Nintendo. God.
You want to join our club? No.
We have a Nintendo club.
They do have a Nintendo club. They actually do, and you get extra content.
The jokes write themselves.
You actually get exclusive content for your exclusive game. You actually do.
You do.
You actually do with Nintendo Club, right?
Yeah, because no one else has it.
Yeah.
It's that exclusive.
It's that exclusive.
It's too exclusive.
Does PC have exclusive content? I don't think so.
PC?
I don't know.
Better controls for certain genres, I guess. I don't know.
No. Yeah, I guess so. You don't really.
I don't think it counts, dude. That's kind of not fair.
Well, I think the Xbox.
But in terms
also,
of fucking games, I don't know.
I don't know, but just a short mention again, back to the whole content exclusivity. I hope that shit dies.
Yeah, I hope that dies too.
I really hope it dies. I don't like it, even though I'm getting the better version of said game. It's not good. It's not good at all. It makes people cry. Bungie.
Every time.
Bungie. Hello.
Bungie. Yes.
Bungie
is listening today. They are getting all the feedback they can. Hopefully they understand.
And then they throw it in the trash.
Yep.
It might not even be Bungie's fault. I bet it's Activision's fault.
It is Activision's
Bobby
fault.
Kotick with his horns sticking out again.
I know, with Brad Pitt, like, giving him advice. He was in Moneyball, if anybody didn't know.
Yes, he was.
Just letting you guys know. They were
Who
best
was in
friends.
Moneyball?
Brad Pitt!
Who?
Brad Pitt and Bobby Kotick was in
Bobby
Moneyball.
Kotick was in
Bobby
Moneyball.
Kotick was in Moneyball?
Yes! Because he was a good friends with the director, and he just wanted to be
That one scene, oh my god.
That one scene, yeah.
What was he doing in Moneyball?
He was one of the
Stands, diba? That was the scene?
No, he was one of the owners of like the team, the baseball team.
He was talking to Brad Pitt in the stands while they were looking down and some shit.
Yeah, they were like good friends.
And this man just comes up and like, hey, what's up, man? It's fucking Bobby Kotick.
It's Bobby Kotick, the owner of Activision. It's hilarious. I just wanted to say.
It's a good movie, by the way, even with Bobby Kotick in it.
Yeah, I know.
Really good movie.
But that's it for exclusivity. That's our little discussion of exclusivity. I'm not too sure why we tackled the most out of it. What do you guys think about it? Like the announcement of the Street Fighter being only for the PS4 and whatnot. And I think just how exclusivity is being brought up for this new generation. Like, Xbox has Tomb Raider, Destiny's stupid content just for the PS4 and whatnot.
Well, honestly, I think exclusivity helps the industry a lot in the sense that it builds competition. So it's really now in Microsoft's ballpark to see how they respond to this.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll respond in a strong enough fashion that that keeps the rivalry going. My only fear is that they won't, and that's sort of like admitting defeat in a way.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking that they were actually Xbox were really devilish kind of people because like the exclusive their exclusive deals with like for example Call of Duty with their map packs, like we get 1 month extra, like we get the map packs like 1 month early exclusive for Xbox. I thought that was really scumbaggy, no, but I think PS4 gets the crown with this one. Like it's not so more because like they have content that's like up to like next year fall. So they're like, it's stupid.
I'm in the boat where I don't mind games being exclusive to consoles, but I don't like it when content is exclusive.
Yeah.
Because at least if it's a game, that's a big reason for you to pick which console. But if you just happen to pick the wrong end of the stick and you get the same game, but it doesn't have that thing you want, lugi ka.
Yep. Like
Nobody wins.
I want that shirt for my car. I can't.
That's the scumbaggy part. The locked content, the exclusive content. Don't do that.
For sure, don't do that at all. For those who's listening, let us know. What do you guys think about exclusivity in that content, like in that context, like with content and like games in itself, or how it is? How do you think of it moving forward in this generation? You can email us at the TMG blog at gmail.com if you have any like points regarding this little topic of ours when it comes to exclusivity. I think it pretty much covers that topic in a nutshell, and I don't know. I hope like what Will said. I hope it really is like a tool to really like bring up like not on sales, but the great competition to really ramp up great competition, because if it's great competition, it means great sales for both parties. And if it's great sales for both parties, means a very, very healthy game industry. And we want the game industry to live at least, 5 more years at least. Or 10, maybe. I don't know.
Forever.
Or forever. But I think that's it for episode 62. I think we're good. Are we good?
Yep.
We are good. Thanks,
I was going to make a joke, then I forgot. Damn it.
Okay, maybe for the last episode ever in 2014, you might be able to throw that joke. But yeah, this is episode 62. Thanks for listening in. If you haven't already, please do so. Please go to iTunes and please subscribe. We have an episode every week. Well, not anymore. Next year, we'll have an episode every week, sorry.
We have an episode every year.
Every year. Yeah, it's only once a year.
So far.
Yeah, we have an episode every year so far. We're actually now. Yeah, we can actually say that we have an episode every year.
So far.
So far. Yeah, please subscribe on iTunes. We're there. You can please rate, comment. If you have any questions or concerns, please dump
review us on iTunes. That's a big help, actually.
It's a thing, apparently. Just review us. Bad or good, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care. Just review us. It'll bring us up there.
Yeah, just say suck. It doesn't matter. Or suck it.
Please don't.
Oh, no. Okay, fine. Yeah, but yeah, iTunes, we're there. Please like us on Facebook, Too Much Gaming. Like it. Twitter, follow us, Too Much Gaming as well. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel with tons of videos. I think
we talked to the Oculus Rift dudes that were on ABS-CBN.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Synergy 88. 88. No,
Synergy
88. I can't get that wrong. Synergy 88, which is the developers of Kuna. They actually had a feature at ABS-CBN. Props to those guys. They're actually doing a great job with the Oculus Rift development.
Yeah, but ABS-CBN didn't know what they were talking about. So if you want to know more about Kuna, check out our video interview.
Yes, like ABS-CBN didn't even mention Oculus Rift. I could have done a better job of that.
They did not mention Oculus Rift at all. They just said it was goggles.
3D goggles in Worlds of Fun.
World of Fun, yep. Somewhere in a mall in Quezon City.
Yeah.
In a mall in Quezon. Oh.
They didn't even
mention.
That's
a good marketing way, though, by the way, for Synergy. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to check out our previous episodes, our coverage of ESGA, one of the biggest gaming conventions, we got that all covered in our YouTube, which is our YouTube channel is TMG Blog. We have all our biggest features, all our Let's Plays and walkthroughs over there. If you want to check out our archives of the TMG Podcast and our other previous ones, you can check us out on our website, toomuchgaming.net. Sorry, I'll say it again: www.toomuchgaming.net. And we have one more episode this year for 2014, and that's gonna be our wrap-up, year-round wrap-up. And we're gonna be giving our best, our worst, our sleeper hits, I guess. I mean, we're just going to pretty much cover everything in terms of events, games, DLCs, why EA sucks this year,
TMG
stuff
Awards,
like that.
show something.
Yeah, it's not really on the Warriors thing. I guess we'll try to make categories for it, but we're pretty much going to give you like what we think is the best that came out of this year. Best in games, best in like anything. We're gonna round up 2014 for you guys next week. And that's going to be pretty much our sound off as we wait till 2015 shows up. And then I think maybe the first week of January of 2015, or maybe the second week of January, we're going to be back up, ready for another weekly dose of the TMG podcast every week. We have an episode every Tuesday. So, yeah. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for, hanging out with us for this long. It's actually a pretty long episode, based on what my clock is ticking. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys. Bye.